Cheers. How you do, Buckaroos? How the heck are you? I'm talking to Whiskey Whisperer. So, neat. Rolling Standard. Rolling Standard Midwestern 4-grain whiskey from Union Horse Distilling Company. Batch 4, bottle 1262, 46% alcohol, 92 proof. Yeah, it ain't planned, but it is easy to drink, man. It's something. Throughout history, the American Railroad has stood for growth and perseverance. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I read it for the rocks portion. However, I do want to read this part. A complex combination of barley, wheat, corn, and rye, aged to perfection in oak barrels that slightly tremble as thunderous trains run the rails beside our barrel house whiskey for all occasions. They said look for notes of robust vanilla, maple, almond, and dark fruit with a hint of cinnamon. Vanilla, maple for sure. Actually, they say a hint of cinnamon. I feel like I'm getting more than a hint, but cinnamon is definitely there. Almond is certainly apparent. Dark fruit really depends on what you're looking for, right? I'm going to say, on the nose anyway, the dark fruit takes a back seat to everything else I mentioned, but you're probably going to find some fig and some date. Some may even say a very overripe plum. Dang! Oh, wow, 92 proof. Wow, that's easy to drink, man. That's nice. That's nice. That's very nice. Anyway, here are the flavors: the cinnamon, hint of cinnamon. Yeah, on the nose, I was really feeling cinnamon, but the flavors, barrel spice. Somewhere depending on the barrels used, Missouri White Oak really tends to give you a lot of spice in the finish. Here, I'm not getting a lot. It is just a hint of cinnamon. Those almond notes are nice, so you really feel them in a great big way, with everything else going on. Maple, vanilla, I mean, it's all there just as they describe. The dark fruit, when I had this on the rocks, the dark fruit was really taken away by the added water to the cold. Really eliminates those dark fruit notes, in my opinion. But it does accentuate the sweetness, so it really depends on what you're looking for. I won't say it kills the whiskey, but it takes it somewhere else. But here, you really can feel those dark fruit notes. And flavor wise, I'm going to say date more so than fig. You may find something else. I also feel like, again, like a very, 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 very like a very, very overripe dark plum. The sweetness is subtle, though, which is what I find very interesting. Finishes rather oaky dry. It's very nice. Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but it is different than I was expecting. I picked this up at a Lucas Liquors the night before our last evening in town. I guess we headed out the next day. If I'd have realized how close, because we were in Overland Park, so I wasn't that far from Lenexa. I wish I'd have found a way to get to the distillery. We had so many other things on our agenda. With only we were there late on a Friday, so we only had 2 full days to work with, Saturday and Sunday. Uh, So we couldn't get to everything we wanted. I hit 4 breweries and 1 distillery, being Tomstown. But now I would want to hit this one the next time I'm in town because this is pretty impressive whiskey. Using my Jim Beam black glass. That cinnamon is interesting, right? Because I was expecting more spice, I guess. They said a hint of cinnamon, and I should have took them at their word because that's exactly what you get. But typically you get more than a hint of spice in the finish, and here you get that very dry oak, and with again, just like they describe it, just a hint of cinnamon. By golly. Where it works, though, is that although they mention maple, they mention vanilla, which you do find. You're also going to get other things in there that may make you think it's going to be a very sweet whiskey, but it doesn't get that sweet. Therefore, it really doesn't need that much spice or that much oak to really clean it up. It's not as sweet as that description may lead you to believe. It really is a very well balanced whiskey, and the 92 proof. Wow, man, it's hid nicely because it is 90 proof. It does lend itself to rocks drinking. However, it is really superb neat. Again, having said that, now that I've had this, I am curious to see what it'll do in a Manhattan because the Thomastown whiskeys that I had, the double oak and the Pendergast Royal Gold, I tried both of them as a Manhattan, and it's incredible. As good as this whiskey is, I almost hesitate to cocktail it, I think I would regret it if I didn't at least see what it did because it is a different animal. Because people are gonna ask, well, what did you like better? And it really is a tough question because, again, it's a whole other animal. It's not quite the same thing. It doesn't claim to be a bourbon. It's a 4-grain whiskey. It really is something different. I really can't tell you which one I like better because it really depends on the mood and what you're looking for. I love both Thomastown products. In my opinion, the quality is as good as any bourbon on the market at their price point and above. However, this 4-grain, I'm going to call it a specialty American whiskey. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty damn impressive. And to be honest with you, I can't remember what I paid for it. I was buying so much at the time. I remember the Thomastown products. I can't remember what this one cost, in all honesty. Whatever I paid for it was certainly worth it, though. It's pretty damn amazing. Yeah, I mean, it goes down easier than Tijuana Hooker. I mean, it's just good, man. Anyway, I was going to say something crude, decided to bring it back. Anyways, I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, perverse demand. Yeah, maple. I also feel like I'm getting a hint of brown sugar in there. Again, I'm going to stay with date. As far as dark fruit's concerned, I really feel like you feel those date notes more so. You might get some raisin and sometimes fig is in there, but I'm not really feeling fig. I'm feeling date and raisin. But I am going to stand with what I said earlier about the very dark overripe plum, too, as a dark fruit. So there you go. Anyway. One more time, I'm Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, pervert wisdom man. All right, good guy. Cheers, y'all. That was nummy, man.